Subscribe to the Mystic Vibrations Shock of the Hour program today and never miss another episode. The Shock of the Hour is a Radio Anu exclusive program produced every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By now, I am sure that you are aware that all our programs are packed with information, inspiration, mystic vibrations, as well as hot button topics. Every evening we enter into a different dimension, even if it is a part 2 of the previous program, whether it's history or mystery, biology or philosophy, domestic affairs or the locks of your hair. The mystic vibration is sure to bring something new and interesting to the table every evening. So never miss another episode again. Subscribe to the Shock of the Hour now. And don't forget your key Swahili word of the day and your daily scientific fact. So, to subscribe, give us an email, priestisaac27@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp us today. Area code 1268-728-3162. The Shock of the Hour. Never miss another program. And a special note to all our new subscribers. All our new subscribers will receive a special copy of the DVD documentary, full length, The Night of the Black Tiger, The Divinity of Marcus Messiah. Life giver and keeper of life. Oh yes, blessed love to each and every one. Give thanks for your presence with us in this wonderful evening. Of course, you know the mystic vibration is here. The shock of the hour is now at hand, and we are glorifying Kadamawe, Haile Selassie in all our doings and saying, the Black Christ himself to be exalted. Semenkare, he who is often so forgotten. Honorable King Emmanuel, our worthy founder, leader, president, and God and King of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. Messiah Garvey, cut and clear, man. Who dare you to be dissing the name of Garvey? What manner of being are you to try to speak a syllable against the Black Tiger? Lunatic, man. Praise his holy name. prophet, priest, and king. Thanks continually for the Father and Mother of creation, of which all things come out. Father and Mother of creation, of which all elements, all beings, all trinities and holy trinities come forth from him and her. The words of the Black Christ himself, Holy Emmanuel, I, Selassie, I, Jah, Rastafari. Give thanks for your presence, of course. I think by now you know. This evening we'll be touching upon a very interesting topic. We want to talk about the prophecies of Donald Trump. Very, very, very straight off the bat. And it's something that I really wanted to look at for a moment now. And I decided, listen, although I have a few other subject areas that I was itching to get at, I said, no, let me just bring this in now. Let me be thankful as well to all my subscribers. You know, I definitely got to give thanks for all those who have definitely been patronizing the whole shock of the hour subscription package. You know, give thanks to them, you know. And sometimes, you know, you don't want to start to call names, you know, because when you start, either you don't stop or you're not going to call every name. So, you know, I ain't got no list in front of me, but give thanks for all those who definitely are on board. Give thanks to Brother Jabbar Amin, you know, and Amin Kowa, the Shah himself. We give thanks, Brother Seaford Ward, Sister Jade Arundel, and all the others, Justin, Mark Calamaras himself, and all those, of course, Ras Albin, you know, there in the winter wonderland. Give thanks, my brother. And of course, you know, internationally, all those who stay close to the mystic vibration, but, you know, specifically for those who subscribe and make it their duty, I would say. This is how I look at it. Brother Sherwin, the Ras name kind of slipped me, Brother Sherwin, but I feel that way. You know, it might come to me before we done. Brother Jonathan, definitely doing it. I know where you are, you know where you are as well, you know. Give thanks that the Almighty has taken you from such place to that place. And again, to all those, you know, Kadamawa himself, to all those who stay close, it's just love from myself to yourself. And I said, give thanks again for being with us here on the Mystic Vibration. So yes, as I said, we want to look at a very interesting subject this evening, you know. And again, before we go to the subject, just as those, I'm going to encourage all those who are not subscribers, please feel free to contact us and subscribe to the Shock of the Hour radio program that comes out every Monday to Thursday. You know, specifically you get information, inspiration, as you could see, on different subject areas, almost something different every time around. And we go with the grace of Kadamawa Haile Selassie the First. So just contact me, email me, and ask how could you be a part of the package of the subscription team for the Shock of the Hour. It's only $50 a month for this information. As I said, you'll be getting this every evening. It comes straight to your inbox via email. And we have done the maths already. We're talking about from 16 to 20 hours worth of information to you, you know. So, I mean, every month, you know, you're getting that every month. And as you could see, we don't come here gossiping. We're not just chatting. We're not going over the same thing over and over again. You know, we like a little music here and there, but we ain't killing you as if it's a disco. It's information and inspiration and things of good nature. You know that ain't too much in advertising, even our own stuff. I mean, so it's definitely worth the while, you know. Give thanks, because it's not everything that touches the YouTube and touches the Facebook. You know, a lot of the information is still there in the archives, and anyone knows, once you contact me, you know that. Let's not keep it a secret. Once you contact me and say, Priest, I would like to subscribe, you know, I go in the archives and bring a whole truckload of shows that nobody ever hear on YouTube and throw them in your inbox for you. And that has nothing to do with what you will be getting afterwards, you know, shows and videos and all sorts of things that you didn't even know exist. But we have it there specifically for those who subscribe. to the shock of the hour. All right, so you know what to do. priestisaac27@gmail.com. The whole aspect of the prophecy of Donald Trump, it's something that I'm sure some of you have already come across. And I myself, after hearing of it, is not something that I, as such, revealed or unveiled here, unraveled. No, it's not my unraveling. But I would admit, after looking at it, there's certain things that I think, well, I haven't heard other people touch it, but maybe others have seen it, because the mysteries connected to an author from the 1800s who actually goes by the name of Lockwood, Ingersoll Lockwood. He is an author, as I said, and also a lawyer. Now, what it is, the Baron Troomp novels, these are two children novels written by him, one in 1890, some records would say 1889, and the other written in 1893. And as I said, he himself, this is written by Ingersoll Lockwood. Now, what it is, the first novel, which was written in the 1890s, the first one in 1890 specifically, is The Travels and Adventures of Little Baron Troomp. Now, and of course, and his wonderful dog, Bulger. Now, just off the bat, this is quite interesting, because Baron Troomp and the Wilhelm, Baron Troomp, the William and Baron Troomp of today, is the son of the current president of the United States of America, Baron Troomp. Okay, all right, interesting. Remember, this book is from 1890. All right, fair enough. The Travels and Adventure of Little Baron Troomp and his wonderful dog, Bulger, as the dogs bark. And then now in 1893, he wrote the other novel within the children's series, Baron Troomp, or Baron Trump's, pardon me, Marvellous Underground Journey. All right. Now, mystically now, this young Baron Troomp, listen to this good, This young Baron Troomp is said to have a link with Russia and went to Russia after being schooled by one that is referred to as Don Fum. Some say Don Fu. So he goes to Russia and he hooks up with Don. And Don becomes somewhat of a teacher for him. And he discovers in Russia that there's this secret portal, specifically which leads you into an underworld. In fact, it's worlds within world, and it's directly connected to time travel. So you can find these novels online, and read about them. You could get a little bit here and a little bit there and do your own research and read it for yourself. You'll see the picture of young Baron Troomp. Baron Troomp basically looks like Baron Troomp. And that's a fact. Nobody can deny that. Baron Troomp looks like Baron Troomp. We're talking about two books from the 1800s, speaking about time travel, speaking about this young character, Baron Troomp, and his adventure with his little dog, Bulger, and underworld, and worlds within worlds, and Russia, and the Don, D-O-N. The Don is a very key part of this story here, the Don. And then now, the author in 1896 wrote another book, which according to history, this is the last book that he wrote. It was not, listen to me good, it was not of the series of children books or children novels about Baron Troomp. No, this was a book for, let's just say, big people. And this book was entitled 1900. Remember, this was written in 1896. The book has two titles. It was called 1900. You see the 1900 at the top. And a little or in between or. And the next name is the name which it's more familiar. People know it more by this name. The Last President. So 1900 or The Last President. And that's the last book he wrote. Not in 1900. In 1896. Now that is interesting. Because here we have, wow, that's interesting. The Last President. Are you suggesting that? I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just telling you what his book is called. And he speaks about a man that became president. I think the man's name was Brian, if I'm not mistaken, with a Y, something of the sort. Brian or Bryden is not far from that. I don't have the manuscript in front of me at all. It's on the internet. I must say I did most of that reading for these books that came up here. So it's Brian or something of the sort. But he became president. He didn't say Trump. Oh, in fact, before I go to that, let me also, it just came back to my memory that Baron Trump in the travels of Baron Trump and his dog, the books he wrote in 1890 and 1893, in those books, Baron Trump lived in a place called Castle Trump, Trump's Castle Trump. Yeah, that's where he left from to go to Russia to find the portals, the underworld. That's where he went and he linked up with the Don. Just reminding you, maybe it went over your head before. Yeah, good. So in 1900 now, not necessarily the year, but the book 1900, The Last President, which really all of this supposedly took place in 1900. So he's seen 4 years ahead of the book that he's writing. And he's saying now that this president who came to power on the 3rd of November, they usually have their election day around that time. And interestingly, the next, not the last, but the next upcoming election day, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be the 3rd of November. So he's saying now that this election took place on the 3rd of November. And this individual came to power. Someone who said that he's going to change everything in the capital. And those who have been robbing the people and the big bankers and all of these people would be put aside. Something like, I guess, draining the swamp. But what happened now? When he came to power, there was this big riot. And they said that in New York City, they rose up heavily against him. And they marched on 5th Avenue. And it is said now that the Trump Tower is on 5th Avenue. But the book is saying that, on 5th Avenue. And the Trump Tower, I must say that I have visited the Trump Tower. Well, it's a long time ago. But still I've visited the Trump Tower. And, you know, obviously it wasn't there when this book was being written. You may ask yourself, so with all of this connection, is it that who did somebody write themselves into his book, or he was writing what would have been, who is he? What, some kind of Edgar Casey, Nostradamus kind of vibes? What's really going on here? Don't worry. We're gonna analyze it. We're gonna, look at it, in a moment. So just comprehending all of this. Now, what is interesting here is these dates and the time frame, as I said, the 3rd of November, something to, in a sense, look forward to. But in the book, the 3rd of November was not a re-election of the president. The 3rd of November, basically, as how it sounds when I'm reading it, is that this is the first time he became president. The book began like that. The book actually began like that there was a riot in New York, Fifth Avenue. This fella become president and nobody really like him. And they don't understand how such a foul, But that wasn't Trump. But it's just interesting that the author, just a few years ago, had the books Baron Trump. And of course, I mean, obviously, Donald Trump obviously named his son Baron Trump off, from the book, so that's nothing too mystic, and obviously, however he did it, his son looks just like the Baron Trump that they drew for the kids, or the children, novel. Yeah, meditate. So I'm saying now, listen good. No, I don't think, you don't think, I was just being a little sarcastic there and everything. I don't think Donald Trump or whoever played him into it. Man, remember we just did a program a few strongs ago. Did we put that on the YouTube? I can't remember. Anyway, we did yes, we did, man. Presidents 666. You should go and revisit these programs. If you've never listened to what did we entitle? I think it's the President's Code 666. The President's Code 666. Please revisit it. Listen to it again. Or watch it on the YouTube, I should say, or whatever the case is. And understand the links between Lincoln and Kennedy. The links were too dynamic. Them links is mind-blowing, man. I'm not mind-blowing. That's all I can say. Revisit it. I didn't want to start to call them out because I don't want to change this program into that. I pride myself, in not going over things. I must say it. Of course, obviously I revisit a lot of things. I always revisit things because everything it's like a web. Everything is really one, all connected, but they're divided into segments where specific things are dealt with in depth. And that program with Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln, and even throwing in a Pope and a Ronald Reagan, poetry, really to me shows you how detailed this operation is prophetically, and even when it comes to implementing it, when it comes to the higher levels of implementing it. And it's a war. This is a serious cyber war within the intelligence of the astral ether world, and with men on the planet that are bent on fulfilling their evil demise of the rest of humanity. That's how they think, they want to cull the planet. So things are put in order, people are put in place over time. And the Masonic brothers come together, and some of them put it in movies, in the same way you could watch a movie and jump and, wow, the Matrix says this and the Matrix says that, and the Lord of the Rings said the towers would fall long before the towers fell. So, okay, 1893, 1890, ain't too much movies around. but they were the esoteric writers. Let's put it that way. Those who understood in detail the plan, the blueprint for 100 years. I tell you, them killers do that ramp, you know, man. You think they playing around? You think they're like us? And we're planning, our plan is what we're going to eat tonight, and it somehow it stops there. Maybe breakfast in the morning, and bill maybe at the end of the month. And the best of us, we can go at least until next year and see how far do I want to reach next year. But when these wolves sit down around the table, they're talking about the next 300 years. At least, that's how they think. This ain't no mistake. Okay, before we get this, the President Kennedy and the other fella there, Lincoln, President Lincoln vibe, that ain't no mistake. That's too deep, man. That's too deep. The way they both got killed who, and how they get killed, and their wife, and how they meet their wife, and everything to a T. And I don't even want to start to drop the stats, man. The one about their wives and the age their wives met them both, and what they were doing, and the profession, and the languages that they spoke. I mean, that one was a knockout. Many a knockout. Where both of the killers died. The supposed executioners, not executioners, the supposed assassins, where they both die adjacent to where they were born. I mean, it's some deep stuff. You know, and where Lincoln and where Kennedy died, and the anagram of the place where they died. This is heavy. So go and revisit that and listen to it again. And for those who at least can remember what we touched upon, bring that science here now. Because the Kennedy stuff is deep, you know, man. Remember, Lincoln is 100 years apart from Kennedy. Lincoln is 100 years apart from Kennedy. And for all of these details to be so precise with Kennedy and Lincoln, down to their killers, even how the killers were born and the schools their killers went to, supposed killers, and all of these different things. It is so precise that the assassination of Lincoln and the assassination of Kennedy wasn't no overnight thing to say, listen, I think John is stepping out of line. No, he don't. No. Well, if it was that, I'm telling you, because the killers, that's what I'm showing you. Check the documentary, even down to the killers, that the man that killed Lincoln and the man that supposedly him alone killed Kennedy. You know, that's very, suspect though. Yeah. Even their backgrounds, their height and all of them things, and weight and how much time they divorced. Your boy, just hush your mouth. Listen, and everything is just so aligned and perfect amongst them. Masonry at its lowest. I think I was going to say highest. Lowest. I'm not afraid to tell nobody. I'm so sorry sometimes when I have to say it, but we come to crack the codes. Yeah, Rastafari specifically. Yeah, I mean, everybody have their profession, their things. I mean, I listen to people and I read books, and I meet people, I'm taken in by different people. Everybody have their lane. That's one thing with me. I respect people for their lane. We come to unravel the mysteries. More about the Most High though than them devil people here. But yeah, speaking of the subject. So now, in the book, The Final President. Interesting. Fifth Avenue, Trump's Tower, Interesting. The riot in front of the tower. Real interesting. After the president was elected, 3rd of November. Interesting. Real interesting. But his name wasn't Trump. No, but his Minister of Agriculture's name was Pence. Oh, yeah. And one commentator alluded to talk of Pence taking over after the president had to, succumb to the will of the people who wanted him out, but not becoming president because he was the last president, according to the book. So the Pence now, obviously the Pence, you can't just overlook the Pence. Pence is the vice president, the current vice president of the United States of America under Trump and Pence. Trumpets and the blowing of the trumpets, the trumpets. And there was a campaign slogan when you saw the T and the P together, and it did look like a trumpet, Interesting. Yeah, so Pence is right there in the cabinet. And there was one mentioned in the book, Tillerman. Yeah, and the book mentions him as being absent, as removed from the cabinet. And remember, what's his name? All the names coming there to me. That's why it's good to have a little script at times, Tillerson. Tillerson was the fella Donald Trump fired the other day. Was that his Secretary of State? Whoever Tillerson was. Tillerson and Tillerman in the book. Tillerman is the one in the book, if the name's a little confused, and you know who I'm talking about. Donald Trump married. Donald Trump fired him. And Rex Tillerson, that's him, Rex. Yeah, Bulger. Donald Trump fired him just like Tillerman in the book was removed from the cabinet. Now, this is some serious stuff, at least to look into. Honestly, this is not as sharp as the Kennedy and the Lincoln coincidences, but this is still some heavy stuff. All right. Now, interestingly, remember, time travel has a lot to do with this. And when Trump himself made his declaration that he will be, running for presidency and became the president not too long after, when you calculate 1900, from 1900, when the book name is 1900, from 1900 to that time is 116 years. Because we're talking about 2016, 2017, exactly. So it's 116 years. Now, mystically, the six, you don't know. When you deal with the technogram and the anagram, the six in the technogram stage now, the 6 can become a 9, where 11-6 is 11-9. The 9th of November, really, which is when Donald Trump actually, you could say, came to power. Well, not officially, because in January is when they inaugurated, but he's president-elect from that time, 11-9. You understand? We're in, as I said again, 11-6 or 116 years, if you visualize the number, is the time frame. So all of that, even with the science, and you may say, oh, come on, you're just playing with numbers. I'm playing with numbers. I am playing with numbers. Listen. Wow. The same author of the books himself, Lockwood, that's his name, right? Lockwood. Ingersoll Lockwood. And they say his name, when you translate his name, it goes into the god, a god of the Norse theology. And it means that the sacred home of the leader is protected by a fence. Build a wall. That's what the man named, and he formed a group, a brotherhood, a secret brotherhood for men that are 6'2". Imagine that. So apparently he was 6'2", and Donald Trump is 6'2". You check it. Nikola Tesla is 6'2". And you may wonder how Nikola Tesla fit into this. but he fit in very mysteriously because, according to a Newsweek magazine report, there is an individual known as John Troomp, and Mr. John Troomp is related, in fact, the uncle of Mr. Donald Trump, according to that report. And he has specific documents of Nikola Tesla, the great Nikola Tesla that you hear so much about nowadays. And and it is said, and I'm using these terms realistically, because this is not something that I can say, oh, I have it on paper. I can point you to Newsweek, But others would say that Mr. Donald Trump obviously has been privy to these documents. Some say he has them in his possession. I don't know. I really don't. But the point is, we know who Nikola Tesla is. And if anybody can tell you anything about time traveling, you're dealing with Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla himself is said to fake his own death, like some say Hitler did. Nikola Tesla has the ability to open the portals and time travel. This is what he's said to be, he's been credited with. That's Nikola Tesla. And the whole aspect of the books, Baron Trump, young Baron Trump and his little dog, these books are dealing directly with time traveling. Russia and portals. Nikola Tesla, what are you telling me? And Nikola Tesla is 6'2". And Mr. Trump is 6'2". And this whole Russian scandal and Russian investigation and Russian hacking and Russian and the election, what we rushing to. And what is quite interesting here as well is these dates. And remember, when you can't lose the points, when little Baron went to Rush, he went to meet the Don, the Don. And he left from the castle Trump, Fifth Avenue. What are you talking about? The last president. What are you talking about? The people rioting against him the moment he was elected. What are you talking about? And Pence right there in the cabinet, and we dismiss Tillerman. What are you talking about? And these dates, as I was saying a moment ago, time traveling, Nikola Tesla, John Trump, manuscripts, time traveling. Same height, 6'2", 6'2". Okay. Just reinforcing the vibes, man. Things, our attention span funny, things go in and come out and we don't forget it till we hear it again. So you write a book in 1890. You write a book in 1893. Don't play around with them dates here. This is some heavy prophecy, if not prophecy. I don't really think it's prophecy. I think he just privy to the detailed planning of the weasels. That's all I think it is. I don't think it's too much of a prophecy, Edgar Casey, nothing. I think he just knows something we don't know. If it's not, well, I mean, look, I ain't saying I know everything. If he may have been, he had high clairvoyant, property within himself. So, okay, if it's so, I'm not taking away nothing from no one. So he could see the future there. He was a visionary. He understood things and he put it in writing, maybe in a mystical form for the brotherhood to read and understand. All right, fair enough. It's either that or he knew something that we don't know. Oh, you check it, and we're just finding out now. Fair enough. I more go with the latter, that he was already a part of certain things and or certain information sneaked out, and he was aware and trying to make people aware of what is going to happen in the future. So many things, you could look at this so many ways. As I told you, when they make these movies, you think Hollywood is just making this and making that and showing you this and Avatar and this and that and letting go all these secrets in their movies because they want to make you know what's going on. Sometimes they have infighting. They have battles within their own self, one studio against the other studio, and say, "Oh, did you see what they did? Can you believe they released the secret in that movie? Look at this scene. Look, it's on the wall. Oh my, I hope nobody pick it up." Because there's this movie, I don't know the movie's name, but in the movie there's the sign 11:9. Right in the movie 11:9. And this lady came out of the door in the movie 11:9, after the 11:9 passed, and she went to speak to, I think it's either her supervisor or someone, and he's telling her whatever it is he told her, and she said, her reply was, "Yeah, and I'm gonna marry Donald Trump," as if like that ain't gonna happen. Remember, the sign just came off the screen 11:9. I just showed you that's when he won 11:9. And she's going to marry Donald Trump. And that was in a movie maybe 7 years to a decade ago. You understand? So, I mean, these things are well set. You see, no joke, no mistake. Well plot, well planned. You understand? So even when he wrote the book now, I know he didn't just write it at any old time. 1890. 1893. What happened? What of significance happened between these two dates? 1890 and 1893. Start the clock. You have 10 seconds. Okay, time up. Haile Selassie was born. I mean, dead here kills, man. I can't have you there waiting for 10 seconds. Haile Selassie was born on the 23rd day of July in 1892. Now, if Mr. Lockwood had them kind of powers here to kind of see, even if he didn't have no powers whatsoever, even if he was no Nostradamus, which I really think Nostradamus is extremely overrated. I have more vibes of Edgar Casey than Nostradamus. I think Nostradamus is anyway, I don't want to go there right now, but I think he's overrated. In fact, I think he's just one of the characters from history that money has been poured into him from that time even up to now, and he's just propped. Whatever he was into, I'm sure they had more people around him that was hotter than him, but nobody just know about them. That's it. And I honestly believe that a lot of prophecies have been made to appear to have happened to give Nostradamus credit. When it's a war here, there, or some building drop down or whatever, and then they say, "Oh, Nostradamus said that this will hit the city of York and the two towers would fall," and all of that. Just align it with Nostradamus so we can work with it and say, yeah, Nostradamus had a part to play in that and all of them kind of foolishness. I honestly think that is what's been done with him. Edgar Casey, if once the history that we get of him is genuine, he's a mystic kind of dude to me, to be honest. Edgar Casey is a kind of mystic fella, if you take the time of going to him, So yeah. So on that level now, I don't know if this individual is someone of that level, them kind of levels there. But even if he's not of that level, they're those of the levels. They're those who are obviously reading the stars that they're not surprised, For example, there's a level of the devil that when they see the rise of Rastafari, they say, hey, that's the chosen one. There's a next level of the devil that when they see Rastafari crowned King of Kings, then they say, hey, wait, that is the one. Then there's a next lower level of the devil that they're so ignorant that they're fighting him, feeling that they're going to win. And when he defeat them, they say, boy, wow, that was really the one. But there's a next level of the devil that even before he born, they're saying, hey, tomorrow is the day. Yeah, tomorrow is the day. The army is already besieging Ethiopia. Because you got to remember, the Italian army did not just attack Ethiopia at the Battle of Adwa 1896. The Italian army were already marching into Ethiopia when Haile Selassie was born. Remember, that's not the days of of even Mussolini with plane and tanks, that was a different thing. His horseback and coming through the terrain of Ethiopia. So they had 4 years, 3 to 4 years marching in to come fight Menelik II. Understand this. Comprehend, overstand, and understand what I'm saying. So you have to take history into perspective. They're coming for the Christ child. Herod up to his old tricks again. At least according to the book of Luke or Matthew. Yes. Yeah, up to his old tricks again. But that didn't play out at all. They never got the Ark of the Covenant. And in 1896, Menelik the Great broke them in two. Okay, good. So these two novels were written at the birthday of Haile Selassie. Then the last president now, 1900, the last president. That's the name of the book, 1900. But it was written 4 years prior to 1900. It was written in 1896. That was written during the very year, pardon me, of the Battle of Adwa. So you have the Battle of Adwa and the birth of the king, the same time frame that these books were published. Baron Troomp and the adventures of him and his travels with his little dog Bulger, plus the other one, Baron Troomp and the marvelous underground journey with his little dog, Bulger again. And I will repeat, he's going to Russia. He's leaving the Troomp castle and going to Russia to meet Don Fum. And then he goes through the time traveling, and some people speak of in the movie Back to the Future, when Marty saw Biff in the Biff Tower, and how he saw Biff projecting and marrying his mother, and the story. Many say that was Donald Trump, really. But what is mystic there is that it could be. But what is mystic is that movie is about time traveling. That movie is a time traveling movie. People are trying to say that the movie said he was going to become president. Maybe I gotta watch the whole movie again, but I don't pick up that. I really didn't pick that up, and the last time I think I sat and watched that, I still didn't pick that up. As such, it looked as if he was of some status in the movie, and it wasn't. They didn't say it's Donald Trump, but it did look so. And for you to believe that it was the Donald Trump type of character, I could follow that, honestly. But it didn't say he had the towers and everything, but it didn't say it was him. But it's a time traveling movie, so I could roll with that, because that's how they do it. They hide their characters in other people. And on The Simpsons, the Simpsons was as clear as crystal. The Simpsons was as clear as crystal. Look at that documentary we did. It's on YouTube that we did on Family Guy. Go and watch that. I wonder how come they didn't take that one down. But go and watch that, the one on Family Guy. And check it out, how Robin Williams, before Robin Williams died, how they clarified that in The Simpsons, not The Simpsons, Family Guy, and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, how they kill off Whitney Houston. Well, not the Fresh Prince, well, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, not necessarily the Fresh Prince, but the way Whitney Houston died was already foretold in the Fresh Prince. She died in the bathtub. Right on the Fresh Prince, Whitney Houston, she fell apart in the shower. And we know that's what happened to Whitney Houston. So this is some real serious coincidences here taking place. You understand the science. So remember that even the books now from Lockwood really speaks of the demise of a nation and the demise of a president. And as I said in the book, the president really wasn't given the name Trump, but Pence was right there. And it wasn't a re-election, it was a re-election. And at the election, really, as you could see, Fifth Avenue, there was the protest. So there's obviously something to look into. Don't overlook and don't take the points of the Battle of Adwa and Haile Selassie's birth for granted. Everything else is, to me, perfectly in order, from the dawn to the Russia to the castle. Yeah, everything is, and Baron Trump and Wilhelm, and I mean, how clear. And what really sets it off is the photo, the picture, the artwork of this little Trump, the Baron Trump books. But I think I will leave it at that. I think I've exhausted that. I need not say any more about that. Black Christ reigning supreme. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. What I would like to know, I wonder if Mr. Donald Trump himself has ever heard about this. That'll be interesting to find out, to know if he knows about the Baron Trump, or maybe he, never know. Maybe nobody ever told him about this. Yeah, so definitely give thanks again for your presence, as you say, the mystic vibration. I'm sure you can see the vibration is ever mystic, and of course the shock of the hour. As I said, subscribe to the shock of the hour, and don't be afraid to subscribe for a year. Don't be afraid to subscribe for even 6 months. It's up to you, and let the program go forward in good demand. I mean, trust me, take it from me. As you can see, trust me, we ain't running out of topics to cover, because there are too many things. The liberation is at hand. The redemption is still not fully here. So there are many things to talk about, to address, many things of concern. Many, many different things on different levels, theological levels, historical levels, social levels, medical levels, the health level, education in general, Rastafari, community levels, so many different things. And we definitely intend to stay on top of them. And plus, it's a moving earth. It's a rotating earth, The time is moving and things change daily. Tomorrow we will wake up and say, wow, this is something brand new. Could you imagine this? And the whole world is just going down a different lane because this happened, whatever it is, So just get ready and always keep focused. Remember, of course, the book Anu, Ancient and Modern. That's Anu, Ancient and Modern. That goes into the mystics of Anu itself. And of course, the true biblical land of Israel. I am still yet to hear from anyone that have accepted the challenge, but I'll still leave it at that. But the true biblical land of Israel, remember, you could get your ebook, your e-copy of the true biblical land of Israel. All you got to do is email us, and the true biblical land of Israel would be yours. Both biblical land of Israel and the Anu, Ancient and Modern are both $20 in value each. And remember, the Night of the Black Tiger. The Night of the Black Tiger is also available for you. And that is the third of our full-length documentary, The Night of the Black Tiger, the third of our full-length documentaries. As I say, we have a lot of things that we have done, but our full-length documentaries are the Master of Ceremonies, 7, which is the divinity of Haile Selassie I, 7, the divinity of the Honorable King Emmanuel, and now we recently released The Night of the Black Tiger. I must say, I really, I love these documentaries, really. 7 is really, I would say, my favorite, if you want to put it at that. But I definitely have a special love for the Night of the Black Tiger. And yet still the Master of Ceremonies in a class all by itself, I must say. Without the Master, I don't think none of them other things would even stand, So, yeah, you could definitely get each of them. All you have to do is to contact us. And also remember the Great Kings and Queens of Africa, which is a children book prepared by the young ones and myself. It's a work within the family order. The Great Kings and Queens of Africa. All of these are e-products, Nothing coming to nobody via the mail. All you have to do is email me. It's better you email me, because when you email me, I just email you back the products itself, and we speak about how the payments would take place. And remember, Samenkare, I will be releasing it on the YouTube at some time. I will tell you specifically. In fact, not only tell you, I have already decided that we're going to release Semenkere the 2nd of February, if I'm not mistaken, that is Saturday evening, the 2nd of February, at the 2nd of February at 7:30 in the evening. 2nd of February, 7:30 in the evening. The Semenkere will be released on the YouTube. That's the 2nd of February. 2019 we're talking about here. Semenkere, he who is often forgotten. But if you want to see Semenkere before such, all you have to do is email me and I send you the free copy of Semenkere. You don't have to buy it. It's not for sale. Semenkere, you just it's one of our video lectures, and we have another video lecture which we are already working on, and hoping to bring that out very soon. We're just keeping them coming, but these are really produced, really, to be honest, these are really produced really for our subscribers, you understand. But we are with Semenkere, as I said, we're offering it to anyone who would like a copy. Just email me and you get a copy. We just send it to you. That's all we do. Obviously, give thanks. And remember, hey, the 21st of March is approaching, and we are doing our equinox hike for the 23rd of March. All I'm saying to you, this is the time to look into your flight. Don't wait until March. Don't wait until February. Wait until now and do it now. Go and check your travel agency and tell them you're looking for a ticket to go to Antigua and Barbuda for the 19th of March. That's the best time to come in, because we're going to start everything from the 20th. So you're going to come into Antigua on the 19th. When? The 19th of March. So go to your travel agency now. Let them know, well, this is what I'm going to do from the 19th, basically until the 25th, of March. That's really when we come to an end. As I said, we'll be doing a 5-day session this time around. Sometimes we may do a 3. Last time we did a 7. Right here, going to the megaliths, Green Castle Hill. Right here in Antigua. Remember, we still have the petition. The authorities here. We actually took the Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, the Honorable Gaston Brown, just a few days ago to the top of Green Castle Hill, and had a discussion and showed him exactly our outlook on what this is all about. He requested to go after, obviously, as I said, we've been writing and talking about this for a while, so he reached out and said he would like to see what it is that we have always been speaking about. He got his own personal tour, himself and his bodyguards, and in the future I will let you know, but don't go sleep on this now, man. You can still go to the petition site and sign the petition, the international petition, the petition site, thepetitionsite.com, and just type in the petition site, Green Castle Hill, and of course, put your signature to the petition. If you did it, share it with a friend and tell them sign, and show them a 1-2 video, man, and let them know, hey, this is what it's all about. Let them see the book, because I'm sure you have the book. I'm sure you have the book, Anu. I can't believe you don't have the book, Anu. So why don't have the book, Anu? I don't understand. Why wouldn't you have the book, Anu? We speak about it all the time. What's wrong? The book, Anu? All you have to do is email me and say you'd like a copy of the book, Anu. Yes, it's for sale. Just, talk to me. Let's see what's going on. I'm your brother, You should have the book, Anu. Yeah. And let them see what's going on, and show them, well, this is a very worthy cause. So you could put your e-signature to it, the petition site, and they will show you exactly how to sign and all of these things. So give thanks for the life giver and the keeper of life. If you know your Bible and you do not know your history, hey, go and check for the flight, no man. Don't make it too late. Go and check for the flight. We're still working on the package, So even if you contact me, the itinerary and the package, well, it's plotted out in my mind, but we don't have it on paper yet. But don't worry about that. That's the simplest thing, man. You worry about package. Man, even if you come and the package, they'll take care of you. You're my brother, you're my sister. Ask those who came the previous time how it was, and you will see, because we have a video coming up soon, so you could see what they say. Yeah, so don't worry, just get your flight in order, and then we talk about that. the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery, and of course it takes some real eyes to realize the real lies that are amongst us. King Emmanuel VII, Adonai God, Jah Rastafari. Subscribe to the Mystic Vibrations Shock of the Hour program today and never miss another episode. The Shock of the Hour is a Radio Anu exclusive program produced every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By now, I am sure that you are aware that all our programs are packed with information, inspiration, mystic vibrations, as well as hot button topics. Every evening we enter into a different dimension, even if it is a part 2 of the previous program, whether it's history or mystery, biology or philosophy, domestic affairs or the locks of your hair. The mystic vibration is sure to bring something new and interesting to the table every evening. So never miss another episode again. Subscribe to the Shock of the Hour now. And don't forget your key Swahili word of the day and your daily scientific fact. So, to subscribe, give us an email, priestisaac27@gmail.com, or call or WhatsApp us today. Area code 1268-728-3162. The Shock of the Hour. Never miss another program. And a special note to all our new subscribers. All our new subscribers will receive a special copy of the DVD documentary, full length, The Night of the Black Tiger, The Divinity of Marcus Messiah God.